Good afternoon and welcome to Cam's Critical Reflection. Um, First of all, I'd like to start by going back a little bit and talking about an experience that I just recently had. I was in the secondary school classroom, I think about a month ago, probably 3, 4 weeks ago, and I ran into one of my former students. I had taught him, I was his teacher, quote unquote, in core French in 2008, way back in 2008. So 3 years ago, grade 9 student, 2008, in a core French class. So you could imagine what happened in that class. That class was next to chaotic. It was a jungle, essentially. Every day it was something different. Um, I was happy if I could at least get them, not throwing any violent objects around. Oftentimes, I'd look to the back of the room and I'd see a kid with some scissors, and he's trying to stab his friend. I think he was playing or joking around, but still, I thought that was pretty dangerous. So my first objective in that class was to make it feel safe for everyone, so everyone could come into class and kind of learn if they wanted to learn, or do what they had to do to get through the credits. Right, core French, grade 9. Not many people were very engaged in the course. So, anyways, I haven't seen these students in years, which is bizarre. I've been at the same high school for 3 years now, and that was my first LTO. Um, they made the teacher, the LTO before me, quit because they were such a bad class. They were such kids, just wanting to have fun. So, anyways, this teacher quits on the school, I think in May, and I took over May, June. I think I took over for 2 months maybe, and I was like their last guy, the last step, the last resort. And the VP one day in the hallway came up to me and said, "Do you speak French?" And I said, "Ben oui, je parle français." I said, "Oh, would you like to do this job for us? We ran into a little bit of a problem." I'm like, okay. I didn't know what to expect. My first LTO, my first time really teaching. Well, hey, who knew? Anyways, we got through the year. I tried, many different things to try to get them just to pass the darn course, because that's why I was there. I was there for them. I was there for them to pass the course. Anyways, what did we do that was fun? I tried to bring in some videos. I tried to resort back to what I learned in university and what I thought was, one of my few of my more fun, more easygoing classes where everyone was kind of engaged. So I brought in videos, and I was thinking about French, and like it was just worksheet after worksheet after worksheet, and I thought, man, I have to change this up. These kids are gonna go crazy when they already almost were. So I decided to show videos. So I started by showing like real French movies that I rented from the library that were set in medieval France and these hundreds and hundreds of years ago, and it wasn't really engaging. The French was hard to understand for them still. So then I went to something a little more current. I went to French, and then I went to English subtitles on the bottom, and they were complaining still. They didn't really like the French and English subtitles. So after a couple tries with the French and then the French and English, I went to English movie with French subtitles, and I think that worked out a little better for the students. Anyways, make a long story short, I think I ended up passing most of the students. Most of the students passed themselves. I think we had one or two failures. But anyways, I met a lot of great kids in the class and a lot of great students. And I found it bizarre that in 3 years, I hadn't really seen any of these kids. Like, where did all these kids go? I'm in the same school, and I saw the ones that were very compliant and the ones that sat in the desk, and they never moved. They're always good academic students, right? But it was these students at risk, the ones that I usually work with the most. And I hadn't seen, and then boom, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, I ran into one of my former students, and he's a great kid. He's a hockey player. He's lived the hard life, really. I don't know if he has much guidance at home. I don't know what kind of parents. I know he has parents. I don't know how much they've influenced him. Hopefully a lot. And unfortunately, he's just kind of living and learning the hard way right now. Maybe he just doesn't comply to the little box that he's in the education system. So, anyways, we got talking one day. It was an MSIP class, and we were discussing, and he was telling me, he's struggling and struggling at school, and he's just not doing well, and he's got all this homework piled up, and the teacher was in before him with him, and he was telling him how many projects he had outstanding and how he had to catch up, and hopefully he could just make it up and get out of the school. And then we started talking, and then I just, some of my research, I started telling him about holistic education, and then I started telling him about um, all the different aspects in the free schools and unschooling and all the different concepts built around holistic education. And we started having this really deep, rich discussion. And he was all over it, and he knew everything about it, and he was just very in tune with it, and he thought, what a great idea. And then as I continued my research and my reading, I come across a quote that says, from Paulo Freire, "It is not our role to speak to the people about our own view of the world, nor to attempt to impose that view on them, but rather to dialogue with the people about their views and ours." So there's some conversation going on. So we had a great conversation. And at the end of it, he volunteered and offered his services to discuss a little bit about his educational journey. And then just last week, I had the opportunity to sit down and create a document, create another video, a portion of my assignment with one of my former students. And he's going to kind of take us through his journey through the schooling system, what he's gone through for the past couple of years. And it's really, telling. And you see this more and more now with students. And are we really doing our job? Are we really doing the right thing as educators right now, and forcing some of these at-risk students through the system? Because I know, based from my experience now, and I only have 3 or 4 years experience, that that's not the right way to do it. And there's some serious reform that's going to take place in the education system. I mean, it's not for everyone, but geez, there's a lot of things that need to be improved. So I hope that through the student voice and through the teachers and our professional development, that we're going to be able to step up pretty soon to the plate and change the way education's going, and make it more realistic and bring it back into the student and give them their voice and their opinion back, and pass the torch back to them, instead of always taking from them and becoming powerful and hungry. So anyways, I hope you enjoy the next little bit on the student voice, and